Joining me on the show tonight, Ashutosh is a political analyst, Rajat Sethi is a political analyst, Manojit Mandal is a political analyst, but also is pro-TMC. We have Rohan Gupta, national spokesperson of the BJP. Manojit Mandal, here is the BJP and Home Minister Amit Shah himself leading from the front, sending a clear message that this is a battle that they must win. Would you now say that it is increasingly appearing that the BJP is setting the agenda and the TMC is only responding in this battle for Bengal?
I think, Ms. Maria Shakil, if you look at the narratives that Mr. Amit Shah tried to set today, in fact, it was very much there since the last, how many years, maybe since 2019. We are not hearing anything new from BJP because they don't have anything more to add. Ghuspetia, Sunar Bangla, and then corruption, and then Hindu-Muslim, then Rohingya. These are the, I think, set narratives of BJP, which have already been tried and tested. And people of Bengal have clearly defeated BJP in consecutive elections in 2019. 2019 was some sort of a jolt for TMC because they had a reduced number of seats. But since 2021, if you look at the last two major elections, 2021 and 2024, people can understand where the things are going and how, what is the trend of the people of Bengal and how are they thinking about.
Okay.
Especially in the last election, it is amply clear. So BJP will try their best to
Rohan Gupta, this is a familiar script. It's a familiar script. You are, talking about similar issues that you raised in the past. Of course, this has ensured that your vote share doesn't slip, but it is also not, ensuring conversion of seats.
See, Maria, I think the situation is different this time. The way the country is seeing, the way Mamata government is supporting Ghuspetia as the infiltrators, it is quite wide open. You cannot oppose SIR. When you oppose SIR, it means it's clear that you don't want these illegal migrants, immigrants to go out of the country. This is a national issue now. This election is not about a state or a particular region. It is about the national issue. And that's what Amit Shah ji clearly told, that he's prepared, he's bound to create a grid, national grid. West Bengal is very, very important. He gave example of Assam, he gave example of Jammu Kashmir, he gave example of Gujarat, he gave example of Rajasthan, where infiltration is completely stopped. Where any incident of terrorism happens inside the country and the question is asked to the Home Minister, it is his responsibility to ensure to provide security to each and every state and every citizen of the country. And for that, West Bengal is very, very important because here it's a government for the petty political interest. They are ensuring that national security is put at stake.
How many infiltrators? How many infiltrators were found in Bihar? Because it was a similar script in Bihar as well.
Definitely, see.
That there were Ghuspetias who were part of the electoral roll.
Maria, definitely the numbers will come. You know that how many number of lakhs of voters have been deleted. So obviously the data will come. And the government ensure that they will work on the data. The important thing is, from the time the SIR was declared, we can see huge queues on the border as far as West Bengal is concerned. Why? Because these people are pushed back. This is the first time they got jittery. They understood that this time their names will be cut and they will be put behind the bars. So that's why there are long queues and that's why TMC is opposing it. Otherwise, you give me one reason, Maria, why anybody will oppose SIR. If there is no political interest, you give me one example why anybody will oppose SIR.
Okay, the fact is, Manojit Mandal, that there was no illegal deletion in Bihar either. That even now, although it has been said by the opposition parties, but they have not spotted a single person who is a legitimate voter and was not allowed to vote in Bihar elections, then why is the TMC opposing SIR?
The TMC is opposing the SIR because of the way it was conducted, how hurriedly. And look at the plight of the people now, Maria. If you come to Bengal, if you send your camera persons to the nooks and corners of Bengal, parts of Bengal where the hearings are taking place, you can understand that the 85-year, 90 years old, they are being forced to come out of their house in such chilling cold and face what they're facing now. The people are falling sick. That's the simple reason. We had opposition to SI because it was conducted hurriedly. And again, look at the draft list. even in the draft list that they have published in the last, last week or so, how many Rohingyas you have? How many illegal Bangladeshis do you have? So these are all,
Okay.
I think, set
Ashutosh and
narratives
Rajat
of
Sethi now.
BJP
Okay,
that they will
it's an
continue
attempt
to
at
plant and flaunt.
it's an attempt at narrative setting. Ashutosh, BJP secured 77 seats in 2021 assembly elections, but when it came to the Lok Sabha elections, which followed, if you look at, if we were to compare it to 2019, the numbers slipped to 12. But it maintained a steady vote share of 39 to 40%. What does the BJP need? And do you think that this fear generation which is happening right now is a script which will yield BJP that significant 6 to 7% lead to the TMC for them to form the government?
See, Maria, the numbers which shown in assembly election, in the parliament election, and the two subsequent parliament elections, they show that the BJP has a very strong presence in West Bengal. And Mamata Banerjee has to be wary of the BJP's presence. And you know how the BJP fights election. BJP is basically an election machine. It doesn't give an ounce to anybody, especially to their competitors. So obviously it's a tough battle for the Mamata Banerjee. But the test of the BJP lies whether they can surpass or reach to 42-43% vote share. If they can, then I think they'll have a good chance. If they can't, then they'll be in trouble. Here, the BJP is fighting not only with Mamata Banerjee, but an alert Mamata Banerjee who has been a chief minister for almost 14 years, and she's preparing herself for another term. And unlike the Congress in other states or opposition in other states like in Bihar, Mamata Banerjee's organizational strength is very, very strong. And the BJP organizationally is weak in West Bengal. Secondly, Mamata Banerjee is very, very aggressive. Very aggressive, and she doesn't leave anything for the speculation. Whatever she has to do, she will do, and she will fight elections very aggressively. And she knows that if an ounce is given to the BJP might get an upset in West Bengal. So BJP, the Mamata Banerjee is alert, and Mamata Banerjee is also extremely aggressive. The issue is the thing which is going against BJP in West Bengal is that who is the leader who can challenge Mamata Banerjee? That's something which has to be seen. If there is an aggressive of the same stature, I don't see anybody in West Bengal BJP.
Ashutosh, there have been multiple examples where the BJP doesn't really need a local leadership to challenge the incumbent.
I agree with you, but Mamata Banerjee is not the normal leader like Naveen Patnaik. Anybody can draw a comparison with Odisha and Naveen Patnaik, because Naveen Patnaik was also a chief minister for more than 2 decades. But Naveen Patnaik was defeated. Let's not forget it. And Naveen Patnaik is a very sober, a very low-profile politician, very low-profile chief minister. Here is the example. Extremely aggressive.
Rohan, respond to this, and then I bring in Rajat. The fact here is that Ashutosh is saying that here is an aggressive Mamata who is the real Mamati Manush. She understands the state perhaps better than the BJP here. And she knows if you give an inch to the BJP, they'll acquire the full land.
Maria, I remember Ashutosh ji asking the same question at the time of Delhi. Same questions. I still remember 1-2 debates that, okay, he was opposing Arvind Kejriwal, but he was asking the same question that you don't have that kind of aura. He has to understand this is not a presidential form of election. The people vote for the policies, the people vote for the growth, the people vote for the delivery. And that is what they compare. When you compare Mamata with BJP, BJP has delivered in the states. BJP is the only party which can kill the anti-incumbency and win again and again. That is because of the delivery. It doesn't come like that. It's not just election management. It's a delivery of your commitment to the voters, to the people of the country. And that is what that makes BJP different from others. Apart from that, just give me 10 seconds,
Sure.
Maria. There are other issues. It's not only about illegal migrants, whether it is economic development, whether it is corruption, whether it is women's security, whether it is depriving Bengalis of the central scheme. I have lots of friends in Bengal. They are deprived of the central schemes. They feel that they are left out from the good story of the India. They feel cut off. And that is what BJP will ensure this time, that the West Bengal, which was leading the country for economic growth before the Mamata and
Before I bring in Ashutosh and Manojit Mandal, I have to give the opening comments to Rajat Sethi, who has been extremely patient as well. While we may talk about the opponents of the BJP in Bengal as extremely aggressive, here is Home Minister Amit Shah, who has made this his personal battle as well. Rajat, the fact is that this Bengal has the potential of being a BJP territory, was identified by Mr. Shah when he was the BJP president. He started that aggressive campaigning then, and he's continuing because he arrived in Bengal yesterday and he's going to be there in the state for 3 days, holding meetings, holding press conferences, trying to understand where are the gaps which have to be plugged in. So you have to see this battle for Bengal as Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah on one side and Mamata Banerjee on the other.
Thank you, Maria. While I agree with your assertion that this is the battle royale primarily because of the ideological, sharp differences between the two folds, I still see that BJP goes with the same vigor, even in so-called quote-unquote easy states. It goes with the same energy, with the same organizational might, and they are going to repeat the same. Why I believe the BJP would be sensing an opportunity this time, it is because of that the typical Hindu Bhadramanus, which was largely indifferent, that while the TMC people were involved in syndicates and all kinds of nefarious things, they were still okay bearing with that because of the cultural pride that Bengal felt with its rooted leaders and all of that. But I feel this time, especially after RG Kar, and the father of the victim still running pillar to post, not even being able to get a lawyer who can fight the case. That just shows that something fundamentally has happened, where the trust of the common people in and around, for example, Kolkata, which comprises of 30-40 seats, that in itself is shaking. There is a reason why Mamata Banerjee has forgotten her old turf, where whenever we used to land, she used to have a huge holding with she doing a namaz. Right now, she's on a spree to build temples. So something fundamentally has shifted, and she's a smart leader. She realizes that something is shifting, and I need to go back and ensure that while I start my vote share not with 0, but with 35%, I need to add those extra 10% of the Hindu votes also. And I think she realizes that by this assumption, that for the past 10-15 years, she has survived on this very simple arithmetic, while BJP and other Communist Party and other parties have to start with 0, she had to start with 35.
Okay.
But now that is flipping, and that is changing because her hold on the remaining 60-65 is on the shaky ground.
Okay. Manojit Mandal, the BJP is looking at their strategy to counter what is visibly an outreach for the Hindu votes by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She has already inaugurated the Jagannath Temple in Digha and foundation stone laying ceremony for Durgangan in another town, in New Town. Isn't this reach out for that very important constituency that Rajat is speaking about?
I think TMC is a classic political party that believes in the idea of secularism. In fact, they call it the party which believes in temple, mosque and church. This TMC stands for that.
Okay.
In fact, if you look at Mamata's life for the last 50 years of public life, she has always been a devout Hindu. But that doesn't mean that she won't recognize other religious denominations in the state. That should happen always. I mean, what's wrong in building temple? What's wrong in building Jagannath Temple in Digha? In fact, it's the BJP which opposed it. Even now, yesterday's particular temple that Mamata inaugurated, not just to commemorate Ma Durga and to give some kind of gift to the people of Bengal, just to also remind the people of Bengal or India that
so then why are you opposing UNESCO? Rohan, you should respond to this. Why are you opposing it? If you have Mamata Banerjee ensure that there are temples being built in
They
Bengal.
went to the High Court to oppose Jagannath Temple. They
While
went to the High
Absolutely.
Court.
See, there is no
fight the
question
PI.
of opposing. Here, the point here, Mamata Banerjee has realized now that after allowing the inauguration or maybe foundation laying or whatever you call of Babri Masjid, this is really unfortunate. The name of Babar is glorified in West Bengal. That was allowed by Mamata Banerjee. Then she started realizing that ground reality is completely shifting from TMC. And then this Chunavi Hindu has come out at the fag end of the election. Why will people trust? They will see the track record of 4.5 years, whether it is Ram Navami Julus, whether it is opposing, when people were opposing killing of Hindus in Bengal, hitting those people.
So this is
Do you feel
Chunavi
that
Hindu.
people of Bengal
So
will trust
I have
us?
just
No.
enough time
Chunavi
for
Hindus cannot be trusted
Ashutosh
now.
and Rajat Sethi. Ashutosh, let's discuss the challenges going ahead for Mamata Banerjee in Bengal and challenges also for the BJP. I mean, perhaps you can explain challenges for Mamata Banerjee, and I'll ask Rajat Sethi to explain challenges for the BJP. Go ahead.
See, Maria, just Rohit was comparing with the Rohan Gupta was comparing with the Kejriwal. I think what he's missing the point is that Kejriwal was chief minister of only 1/4 state. Second point, there was no police with Kejriwal. And third, Aam Aadmi Party's organization was in bad shape. But Mamata Banerjee is the chief minister of a full state with the full force of police and administration. And her organizational strength is extremely very good. And she believes into the street politics.
Okay.
So these are the pluses with Mamata Banerjee. But let me tell you one thing. In 2019 parliament election, Mamata Banerjee was caught on the wrong foot. And she didn't know what hit her. So BJP got 18 seats, not only 18 seats, but its vote share was 40.6%. Whereas when she realized that the BJP is coming very strongly, then the Mamata Banerjee improved her vote share by 2.47% despite having vote share on a higher side, 43.69. So to improve from 43.69 to 46.16 is something which is extremely important. So let's not forget it. Let's not underestimate Mamata Banerjee. I'm not underestimating BJP because BJP works during election in extremely brilliant fashion. But here, BJP is up against
Don't underestimate Mamata Banerjee. She isn't like your regular opponent, Rajat Sethi. Here is someone who is truly the daughter of the soil, has taken on the BJP and has ensured that she can make comebacks just as the BJP does in multiple states.
So that is true. And I think Assam and Bengal, both these states are going into elections, and both these states, opposition Congress party in Assam and TMC in West Bengal, they don't start with zero. Their polling count starts with 30-35%. That's a huge gain. This is a huge disadvantage for the BJP. But BJP has shown that it is still in the fight. And I think BJP should do just one thing. They should ignore Mamata Banerjee and they should go after the regional leaders of the TMC party. There is acute anti-incumbency, but BJP makes strategic mistakes only going after Mamata Banerjee. You should leave her aside, go ballistic over these leaders who are corrupt, whose syndicates run nefariously all across the state. You see what is happening in Darjeeling. You see what's happening with the sand mafias. You see what's happening. And by the way, while in Delhi we might presume that migration is not an issue, deep down it remains an existential issue. People who are natives of the state, they feel that they will end up in museums if this unabated illegal migration carries on.
All right.
So these are sentiments which go on the ground.
Rajat
The kind
Sethi,
of law and order
Ashutosh, Manojit Mandal and Rohan Gupta, really appreciate your time.